Tell me how the greatest deal maker in history is about to break the record for the most government shutdowns.
I get it. Not everybody understands what it means for the government to shut down. So I'm going to try and make it simple. Now, imagine you deposit your check into the bank. And then when you go to withdraw your money, let's say $100, the bank says, sure, but only if you agree to give $10 to someone else who didn't put anything into the bank, because we know that you have it and they need it. That's basically how this government shutdown happens. The government collects your money through taxes and fees, and then they're supposed to pay it out, funding the programs that we've agreed to that should help Americans. But when Congress can't agree on the spending bill, everything stops. So right now, Republicans are saying, listen, we already decided which programs are being funded. Just send the money where it belongs. And the Democrats are saying, not unless you also approve an extra $1.5 trillion for the programs that we added. Meanwhile, we're still paying taxes, but the cash isn't being released. So the shutdown isn't about money. It's about who controls where the money goes. I hope that clears it up. Let me know what you think in the comments.
You know, I voted for Donald Trump.
During his last campaign, Donald Trump was so desperate to avoid prison. He didn't just kiss babies, he promised free babies to anybody who wanted one.
Under the Trump administration, your government will pay for, or your insurance company will be mandated to pay for, all costs associated with IVF treatment.
A promise that would be repeated throughout his campaign. And somehow these people who probably knew firsthand that insurance companies don't want to pay for shit bought it.
IVF, which is fertilization, the government is going to pay for it, or we're going to get or mandate your insurance company to pay for it, which is going to be great.
You get a baby, and you get a baby, and you get a baby. I would have done that louder, but my son's upstairs sleeping. Oh, my adopted son, by the way. So, yeah, we'll get back to that. I wonder if he got this idea from his good friend, Bibi, because Israel provides infinite amount of IVF treatments for women there. We help pay for that, by the way. We send them billions of dollars each year, and they get free universal healthcare. Yeah. Then yesterday, just a day after 40 billion of our taxpayer dollars went to Argentina, Trump announced this.
Actions I will outline this afternoon will dramatically slash the cost of IVF.
Oh, it's not free.
And the treatment and many of the most common fertility drugs for countless millions of Americans. Prices are going way down, way down.
Way down is still not free. But you know what is free? Adopting. Most states in the not-so-United States of America provide free adoption through the foster care system. Doug and I have 3 children that we adopted through the state of Tennessee. It did not cost us a penny. As a matter of fact, after the adoption was finished, we could have figured this out beforehand, but we were told that there's this thing called adoption assistance, and they provided a monthly stipend to help with some of the needs for the kids because we adopted 2 brothers that were 6 and 8 years old. It was like, surprise. Just for the record, though, God will provide is not the best financial plan.
Y'all say liberal like you think it's a bad thing. Do you think I'm ashamed of the fact that I think every human being deserves health care? Do you think I'm ashamed of the fact that I think every human being deserves food, shelter, water? Do you think I'm ashamed of the fact that I think every human being deserves the exact same rights as every other human being? Do you think I'm ashamed of the fact that we need stricter gun laws because I don't want my 10-year-old getting shot in his school? Do you think I'm ashamed of the fact that I think kids should have free lunches in school? Do you think I'm ashamed of the fact that I think every woman should have the right to decide what she does with her body because her body is not yours and it's not mine? The government sure as hell should not be involved in what any human being does with their body. The fact is, y'all see liberal like you think it is a bad thing. And this goes out specifically to conservative women. Y'all wouldn't even have the right to vote if it wasn't for liberal ideas. You would not have a bank account. You would not be able to get away from your abusive husband if it wasn't for liberal ideas. So maybe figure out if you have a problem with somebody who is liberal, is it because they care about other human beings or because you're selfish?
小红书
The average teenager in this country has 50% of the sperm count, 50% of the testosterone as a 65-year-old man. Our girls are hitting puberty 6 years earlier. And that's bad, but also our parents aren't having children. Parents who want to have children do not have access. I have 7 children. I feel that God has blessed me with that, and I can't imagine how different my life would be if I did not have that blessing.
Shit just got real Gilead up in here, and we need to talk about it, like, right now, because what do you mean? RFK Jr. just got on a global stage to talk about the declining sperm rate of teenage boys and how little girls are developing sooner. Do you see it? Are you connecting the dots yet? Let me help you out. Fact. AB's been banned in over a third of the states in this country. Also fact, our federal government is trying to get rid of mifepristone, which is essentially a national ban. And now we have a federal cabinet member talking about how adults can't conceive, but noting that teenagers are developing earlier. Do you see it? This is fertility panic 101. First, create a crisis. Adults can't have babies. Then note early development, but teenagers, they're developing sooner. Then remove all exit opportunities like AB and chemical AB. And then you wait for it to reach its inevitable conclusion, because they're not going to just come right out and say we want teenagers and little girls giving birth. No, what they're going to do is create a system in which that is the only thing that can happen. No, like literally, removing access to AB and birth control, creating a panic around fertility, convincing people, normalizing this idea that they're developing sooner, therefore they're somehow ready, and then remove every other way out. This is how reproductive control works. It was never going to be explicit mandates. We told you that. It's about creating conditions where teenage and young pregnancy is the path of least resistance. We're watching this blueprint unfold in real time. If they cared about fertility, they would fund IVF. They would improve maternal care. They would support parents. But they don't, because instead they're removing options and creating panic. And it's our little girls and our teenagers who are going to pay the ultimate price.
Oh, so now MAGA wants free healthcare? Careful, brother. That's socialism. You might start living longer. And you won't go bankrupt from hospital bills. And your kids might get dental care. Danger stuff.
Y'all Democrats need to seriously talk to your senators about this government shutdown. Have y'all heard the latest news? There's 42 million Americans now, that may not receive their SNAP benefits next month.
The USDA says insufficient funds will prevent them from paying the 42 million Americans who rely on the program.
And it's all because the government doesn't have the money approved to pay them. How many Americans are we going to see starve anyway? You know all this shit's bullshit, right?
Oh my God. So Donald Trump just admitted that this $40 billion Argentina bailout will not benefit the United States at all. Listen.
Argentina, what's the benefit for United States in helping this way Argentina?
Just helping a great philosophy take over a great country. Argentina is one of the most beautiful countries that I've ever seen. And we want to see it succeed. Very simple. I mean, we don't have to do it. It's not going to make a big difference for our country, but it will in terms of South America.
It's not going to make a big difference for our country, but guess what? $40 billion would. Did you know that that would pay for an entire year of ACA premium tax credits? Yes, it would. I guess we're Argentina first now. Although I guess it's not really just Argentina. I mean, we're getting a ballroom for $200 million. We got the Qatari jet for $1 billion. Qatar is getting an air base in the United States. There's tons of money for ICE, tons of money for golf trips. Oh, and don't forget the hedge fund managers who are the beneficiaries of this Argentinian bailout. American billionaires who don't want to lose their investment. It actually just really feels like it is American workers who are constantly getting the shaft. So to summarize, if you're Qatar, you're going to make a lot of money off of Donald Trump. If you're Israel, you're going to get a ton of money from Donald Trump. If you're Argentina, $40 billion from Donald Trump. But if you're an American who is demanding the government help pay for your health care, you're Antifa. Talk about America last.
We aren't giving them $20 billion. We are swapping currency.
I didn't give them my money. I swapped my currency for swampland in Florida. Because buying up huge reserves of a soft currency that has a long history of rapid depreciation is definitely America first.
The U.S. will be repaid.
Argentina is actually one of the most frequent sovereign defaulters in the world. They've actually defaulted 5 times on their debt since 1982. Anyone else think that Jennifer must believe that a soft currency means that they use paper money and not coins?
Do a quick recap for you. One political party now owns our voting system. Our president said he got rid of freedom of speech. Texas just invaded Illinois. Let that one sink in. And people in other countries are now unable to send mail to America. Oh, and grocery prices are still continuing to go up.
More and more people are living paycheck to paycheck. Do y'all know what that means? That means people don't have money saved up to be spending on extra stuff. Why did I just see an Uber Eats DoorDash driver complain that people aren't ordering food like that anymore? Do y'all not get it? Is this rocket science or something? And you know what? I'm not even too mad at the driver because he's trying to make a living for himself too, and they're just out there struggling as everybody else. But at the same time, he has to know where to direct his anger to, and the people is not it. Unemployment rates is at an all-time high. The last job report that came out for last month showed a negative for jobs created. That means that jobs are not being created, they're being taken away. So you have more and more people looking for jobs, but less and less jobs being created, or no jobs being created at all because they're gone. How are we mad at the people and not directing our anger to the current administration that keeps creating tariffs that, again, we pay for the tariffs? So no jobs being created. More and more people are looking for jobs and everything is becoming more expensive. To top it off, they have added trillions to the national debt. Maybe y'all just don't understand. There are no jobs. Unemployment rate is high. People don't have money. Economy is through the trash can. There's no trash can left. It's through the trash can. People don't have extra money. They're not going to order Uber Eats or DoorDash. I don't know how I needed to explain this to people, but let's stop blaming people and let's start directing our anger towards the government and this current administration because it's their fault and they need to fix it. Let me know what y'all think. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Tell me how the greatest deal maker in history is about to break the record for the most government shutdowns. We are no closer to getting a resolution. Republicans are doing what they do best, refusing to govern and refusing to have conversations so that the government can be reopened. If this government shutdown hits 11 days, Donald Trump will have more government shutdowns than all of his predecessors combined. Now, remind me, who was it who said if the government shuts down, it's the president's fault?
I actually think the president would be blamed. If there is a shutdown, and it's not going to be a horrible shutdown because, as you know, things will sort of keep
Well, it was a partial shutdown, right?
If there is a shutdown, I think it would be a tremendously negative mark on the president of the United States.
So where's the art of the deal, bragging about being a master negotiator? Because if he was really the negotiator, meanwhile, folks are still choking under the out of control inflation, the high grocery prices, the high rent. But I told y'all, this is that conservative leadership y'all keep voting for. Conservative leadership that doesn't just destroy communities. I know some of y'all don't like to hear it, but you need to. Every single time you put every single time. Don't believe me? Go back and check your receipts. Because Trump's receipts right now is showing. So if this shutdown rolls on to 11 days, I need you to understand something. Trump officially owns the crown for the most government shutdown, the longest shutdowns, and the worst negotiation. That's the reality.
President of the United States, he believes that if he just has all of his January 6th insurrectionists become ICE agents and go and arrest people that pisses him off, he thinks that that's going to be plenty. He thinks that if he starves the entire US military, that it's fine because he just had like a $50 billion contract go through with paying off his ICE agents. So the US military's starving, and he's relying on his insurrectionists turned ICE agents with a $50,000 sign-on bonus. But his ICE agents are failing because they're these fat assholes who think that if they wave a gun around in the air, that's going to be a passable thing. But the reason why he's so stupid is because the United States, the President of the United States is going on a vengeance trip. And because he's mad with the military, because the military isn't supporting him, he's just relying on all of these fat men. Or these racist wannabes. These like KKK failures. And he's not thinking of the consequences. A sniper with maybe 8 years of experience who's worked for the military and you're starving his whole family? Do you think he's just gonna sit down and be like, oh well, it's okay. The president don't like me, I guess I just sit here and die. That's not gonna happen. You're so fucked. You're so fucked, bro. Like, you're literally just fucking yourself into a corner right now. It's pretty...
Has anyone noticed that there seem to be quite a few more homeless people on the streets these days? Like, even compared to last year at this time? And I don't mean this in like a way where I don't want to see them because they bother me. I'm concerned because this is a growing problem that keeps getting worse, and it's like, I feel bad because what can I do? And this is literally just the beginning. There's all these extra people on the streets, and it's just started. It's only gonna get so much worse. And the weather's starting to cool down. On one hand, I'm excited because I love fall, but on the other hand, I can't help but to worry for all the people on the streets and feel bad for them because the weather's getting cold.